The air tasted wet, thick with rain that didn't fall. In the awful days gone by, she had repeatedly turned off the television whenever newscasters referred to the Central Coast storms. Any mention of her childhood home had Olivia reaching for the remote. She hadn't bothered with the papers or evening news, not once in 7 long and weary months. She finally approached Miramar by the light of a sullen dusk. Olivia was tempted to head straight for the seashore walk, which had formed such a vital part of her early years. It was there she had set her course south, determined to leave the small-town life, certain her world was bigger than Miramar. But that walk would have to wait. There were already too many emotions surrounding her return. She needed to be strong when facing that path, ready for the act of surrender. Miramar's main street surprised her. A lot. Enough to push aside the recollections, draw her fully into the now. She drove slowly up Ocean Avenue, aiming for the guest house where she had planned to spend her first few nights, preparing for the hardship of returning home. Now she understood why there had been no response to her emailed requests for a room, nor any answer to her calls. Miramar's main street was lined with an odd assortment of cars. Pickups and SUVs and campers jammed the fire lane and grass verges, something that would never have been permitted in her day. The guest house parking lot was blocked by a pair of sawhorses. Castaway's restaurant was closed. Olivia turned down the side lane leading to the employees' parking lot and found a space. She walked back to Ocean Avenue and stood there, trying to understand what was happening. The sidewalks were as full as she'd expect for the season, but the people showed no joy. The children were kept close. No running around or pulling on arms or shouting. And the clothes, wrinkled, some stained, all of them worse for wear. The scene reminded her of hard-luck times in the farming valleys, people and cars drifting by, going nowhere at a very slow pace. The guest house's sign had a no vacancy shingle dangling in the fitful breeze. Olivia stopped halfway up the walk, halted by the handwritten sign taped to the front window. Don't even ask. Olivia crossed the street, climbed 1 block, and was almost prepared for the sight that greeted her inside the diner, the Ocean Avenue Grill. Every table was taken, every chair, but there was none of the normal chatter. The faces were both weary and unfamiliar. Of course, she hadn't been back in 8 years. Still, she would have expected to recognize somebody. The diner was the center of town gossip, the place where the idlers gathered. A waitress pushed through the doors, her tray overfull with what appeared to be 6 identical orders. She froze and gaped, then called, "You stay right there." She set down the plates, offered one of the children a smile, then hurried over. "Great heavens above! Is that really you?" "Hello, Claire." "What on earth are you doing here?" "Nowhere else to go." "I've been hearing that tune far too often these days." Claire Levant gripped Olivia's arm with her free hand. "You just come with me." A number of the children they passed were asleep, either cradled in their parents' arms or using the table for a headrest. Claire pushed through the kitchen doors and announced, "We've got ourselves another hungry stray." Arnaud Levant, the head cook and Claire's husband, was a rapier-thin man whose hair was caught in a colorful scarf that matched his pirate's grin. "Wow!" Claire beamed. "I know, right?" "Hi, Arnaud." "Olivia, you haven't aged a day." "Several centuries, more like," she replied, "where it counts most." "You always were the honest one," Claire said. "Correction, you always brought it out in me." Her 2 former best friends, now married, did their best to smile, but they saw enough of Olivia's inner state and struggled as a result. Arnaud asked, "Hungry?" "Famished. I've been trapped on the road since daybreak." "We're serving just 2 dishes today, stew and stew." "Don't ask what's inside," Claire said. "Fricasseed gopher, most like." "Supplies are coming in days late, if at all," Arnaud agreed. "But I'll fish out the questionable bits." "Stew sounds great." Claire led her past the dishwasher station back to where a whitewashed ledge jutted between the larder and the rear door. Claire patted a stool and said, "Make yourself comfortable." "Won't your boss raise a stink, me being back here?" Claire raised her voice. "Yo, boss, you mind?"